What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, the podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the true gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I just realized we haven't checked audio levels, but they look good.
I was going to say we didn't touch them at least, so hopefully they should be okay.
Right. And everybody knows don't touch it. If you touch it more than 3 times, you're just playing with it.
Exactly. You're just playing with it.
Right.
That's what I told my girlfriend. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
And why are you doing that? Why are you trying to play with
Jesus
this?
Christ. I've got innocence to protect.
No. Saved myself a marriage. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, I'm doing better today.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, I was back in the hospital because of my back. I tell you something funny. So I went to the hospital again, agonizing pain. I waited. It was a longer wait this time. There was a lot more people there, so I was there for like over 3 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was bad this time because last time, I don't know, it was getting slightly better to the point where I could read a comic or something like that. This time the pain was so bad I couldn't even concentrate on reading. Anyway, I get in there and the guy tells me, he's like, look, what we gave you before was what's appropriate for this. The diagnosis seems the same. I don't see anything different, blah, blah, blah. Except I'm going to give you this one more pill to add to your regimen. And also I want you to take the other ones more often. And I was like, okay, whatever. Go and get those pills over there. And I swear to God,
the sugar pills aren't working. Let me give him some actual painkillers.
I swear to God, I said this when I took the other ones. I took the other ones and I was like, these are fucking placebos. Yeah. These are placebos because I feel exactly the same before and after I take these pills. Yeah. And as soon as I took the first lot, I was like, yo, I'm hearing shit. Are you hearing that? I
can hear colors.
Is that blue? Blue, that's blue over there. I can hear that. I was high as a motherfucker. And I felt great. And I was without pain and I just relaxed and I enjoyed my day.
Yeah.
The other ones were for sure fucking placebos. And then this guy came back and he was like,
while you were waiting, innit?
This guy was like, okay, maybe he isn't bullshitting us. Maybe he isn't just looking to get fucking high or something like that.
Right.
And this time they work. So I took them before the show as well. So you're going to get the best version of Eddie. Maybe even better. You never know.
Right.
You never know. So
this is kind of a shame because I was for once looking forward to be the one that was in good shape. Meaning, like, normally you've had a full night's sleep, and I've had 2 years of nights. You know,
you had 2 years of nights. Just
I've been in the night. I just was awake for all of it.
You just really want to be Batman. That's what.
Right.
It is.
That's right. 2 years of nights. And I was looking forward to you being like miserable and. You know, but no, if you finally got painkillers.
Painkillers that work. Good guys. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing great. Everything else is doing great. I went to work the day after they gave me those pills. That's how good they were. That I didn't feel anything.
Don't
and I was okay.
hurt yourself because you can't feel that you're in pain though.
I was thinking about that. I was like, am I hurting myself? But I just can't feel it. Yeah.
Like making this I can squat like 400 kilos. It feels fine.
We was just saying like
my shins are a bit like wobbly. And they never used to be, but like I feel great.
You know, there's those people. There's like a really extremely rare disease or like disorder where you can't feel anything.
Yeah.
And these people, like you think, oh, that could be quite cool, but it's actually a life of hell. You have to wake up in the morning and check that you haven't like bitten your tongue or rolled over and broken your arm or something like that.
Or like knock a glass off in the night and stepped on it and not noticed.
Right, and you always have to check yourself if you go outside in case you stepped on something like that. So I was thinking, is it like that? Like I'm just gonna, as soon as the pills wear off, I was like, why does this? Why? Oh,
it's
what
like
is
reverse
this
kryptonite. You just melt the second it like goes away.
But this morning I woke up and I was feeling a bit better as well.
Good.
Took some pills again just to take the edge off of it. But
good.
I'm good right there. How are you doing, bro?
Well, awful now.
Awful.
You stole my thunder. As we discussed previously, I've been up all night.
You had this ray of hope. You were like, maybe my life isn't going to seem so bad.
Right, exactly.
I just took it away from you.
So, but yeah, not too bad. What about you? We already had
Let's do it all again. So my back is doing
okay. Don't you hate that? Well, like someone gives you, enjoy your food, thanks, you too. Oh no!
I've done that.
I'm going to
many
be thinking
times.
about that for 7 years.
Why is that such a big thing for our brains? Why can't it filter that shit out? I filter out so much nonsense in my life, but the times where I get a Deliveroo and then the guy goes, "Enjoy your food," and I say, "Yeah, you too," that sticks with me for the whole
Yep.
of my life.
Every time,
Why is the brain like this?
brains in it.
Or, like, people out there working on cures for like cancer and stuff like that. Work on a cure for that.
Yeah,
Work on a cure
absolutely.
for that. That's
Or
what
like
we-
people, I hate when people are like, "Oh, I'm so depressed. All I have is these negative thoughts." Yes, you have a brain.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
just negativity constantly.
That's all they're there for, is to remind you of the cringe stuff that doesn't matter at all. And none of, like, everybody's done something awesome. Whether it was like minor, like someone throws you something and you just catch it really cool with it. Yeah, exactly. We've all done stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's never what you remember at 2 o'clock in the morning. Believe me.
No.
I've seen many 2 o'clocks in the morning. It's always that.
You're always
Yeah.
remembering the stupid shit. Speaking of remembering stupid shit,
Perfect.
our super bros over at patreon.com/Conbrosations who support us at the $15 tier are super bros who literally make this shit happen. These guys are always here for us, supporting the channel, making the content continue running, making our lives continue, and trust me, it's really helping me out during this time of crushing. I mean, because I had to take so much time off of work because of my back.
Yeah.
It's not so good. It's not so good. But thank you so much for helping out there, guys. These amazing people are Diogo Dildo. Blah, 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 blah. Oh shit! The list is messed up. The list is all out of order.
Is it out of order, or are you just stoned?
No,
Do you want me to log in and
I'm
check?
gonna read it the way it says it, and then you can tell me.
Okay.
Diogo Dildo, Jeremy Renner. That's right, the official Avenger.
It's definitely messed up.
Isak the Ultimate Cumsuck, Sabine from Smallville, the Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, Catsper the Friendly Patron, Mikey T the Gamer Giant, Super Sus Ben Fryer, the Filthy Thief Fanatic, Joe McCormack, Clark the 53rd.
Didn't we already do German? I feel like I heard that one already.
I hope not. You can't trust me, I'm high. Illegal high. so
Hi,
don't.
can't trust me.
I can't trust
I'm
me.
Dad.
My juicy left nut, the super sexy producer Sean and Gams Master, the leader of the Empire, the fearless one, the great Lord Vader himself, step cousin, who isn't really related, but he just likes to be involved. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at the True Gamer Podcast.
That list being out of order has ruined my day.
Yeah, it's weird,
It
right?
feels I don't know how to like transition into the. What's our topics
I was
for
gonna say,
today?
the worst part is I don't know what the right order is, so I can't even put it back.
It just has no flow now, and it used to flow, and now it doesn't. I feel like I just got a
Cancel
Deliveroo
the
and
pay-
said thanks, enjoy your food to them.
Cancel the Patreon. Let's just cancel.
So just get rid of it.
Okay, I want to kick today's show off with a question.
Okay.
A question for the community. So I did ask this question on Twitter as well, so people have started to reply, and I want your opinion on this as well.
All right. I don't follow you on Twitter. I couldn't care less what you have to say. So obviously I haven't seen it.
I wouldn't follow me as well. I don't blame you. Don't blame you. So the Dualshock 4
Gorgeous.
colors.
Yeah.
The face buttons.
Stunning.
For the audio versions out there, the square, circle, triangle, X,
Yeah.
all of that. What would you say the colors of those buttons are?
I'm gonna go like north, south, north,
Well,
east,
we'll say the
southwest.
shape and then
Yeah,
say the
so
color for it. So people-
Triangles green, circles. It's never been red enough for me, but it's like a light red. X is blue and square is pink.
Interesting.
Or like
interesting.
maybe it's one of those things of like, oh, no, it's not pink, that's mauve or whatever. But like red and pink is I assume those are two. Like what is X and circle? A square and circle. That's the contentious bit. Yeah.
Those are the contentious ones here, in my opinion. So let me read out what some people have been saying here. So
Anyone that gets this wrong, you can just unsubscribe now.
Josh Stevens says triangle is green. We agree on
Obviously.
that one. He says X is blue.
Obviously.
And then he says square is pink.
Yeah.
And circle is orange.
Cool. I'm just gonna add him to my Twitter block list. One
Yeah, just add him to
second.
your block.
This is the guy. He's the one catfishing me, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's being me. Yeah, I thought so. Doesn't even know the difference between red and orange.
Let me read a few more here.
This
Adam?
is like that wiping thing, innit? Like the stand or sit. Like, there's no way people think that's orange, innit? What colour... Hold on, before we go any further, what colour is square and circle to you? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Say it out loud, I want to hear.
I think it's purple
For square.
for square, whereas
Okay.
you said, I think you
Yeah,
said,
I mean, it could be like faded purple, faded pink. You know, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see that. I called it pink, but yeah, purple maybe. Yeah, sure.
and orange.
No, this is orange, bro. You're an idiot.
I'm
You're the
sorry,
dumbest
that's
guy
orange.
I've ever met. Look at it. Give it here.
That's
Look at that
orange
compared
to
to
me.
this. You're an idiot.
We can put it right
Give it
next to
here.
it. Put it right next to it. Go on, put it.
Look at how clearly red that
Man,
is.
look how orange that is.
This is orange.
Look how orange that button is right
You're
there.
a dick. You're the dumbest guy I've ever met. Look,
So-
look at it compared to your cable. That's red.
Let me just put it right there. Ah, that's never red. That is never
You're
red
the
right
dumbest
there.
guy I've
mate.
ever met.
That is never
The
red.
purple or pink, like I'm a guy. I call like half the time. It's in between both anyway. Like, you know,
Circle is orange.
red. Yeah, that's right. It's red. It's a light red. It's a red with a lot of white mixed in. Just like that's like pink, probably purple with a lot of white mixed into the.
I will give you that all of the colors, they're not like
They're not super vibrant.
They're not
innit?
the vibrant version of anything, so they're toned down. But
You
and
know
that's
how-
what causes this whole argument.
You know how in Black Ops 1,
Yeah.
all the color palette was like green, black, grey, blue,
Yeah.
brown, and then they just added a bunch of grey to it? That's what they did with that, but except white. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they
it
were
is
like-
washed out. Yeah.
And washout. There we go.
Yeah.
So let me read out Adam. So Adam, Adam, the high quality potato goes green, blue, and he says red and pink. So he thinks a circle's red, and the thing.
I think the square, when I say pink or purple, like we mean the same thing in it. Like
I think they're close enough. I
Yeah.
think they're close enough there. But do you know what it is to me? Is that I've been playing God of War, the originals, the God of War 1, God of War 2. And when the button prompts come up, they don't come up as red. They come up as orange. And I'm not talking about...
this is the difference. That, like...
Exactly. It's way closer to your T-shirt than
There's
that T-shirt.
no way.
It's way closer to that. So on screen, it doesn't come up as this kind of orange. It comes up as a vibrant orange, closer to your T-shirt. Than
I'm gonna
anything.
find a prompt because I swear I've seen it as red.
I'm gonna read it here. So Ondo saying the square button is purple. I agree with you, purple over pink. Runic Firebird says triangle is green, circle is red. He's a fucking idiot. that
He's
guy.
a genius.
A genius, the guy that corrects you every week. You're gonna say that about him. You're gonna say that about him. You're in a tough spot
to
now.
beat you. Yes.
Circle is red, blue is X is blue, and square is pink.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the pink or purple, we're in the same. Yeah.
H Bart says blue, red, green, pink. He says red as well. There you
yeah.
go.
See.
And a person who I cannot pronounce there, your name's too long. I'm so sorry, Julie. Pink, turquoise, red, and blue. So
Pink?
he thinks red as well.
Turquoise.
Turquoise, I imagine,
Yes,
is the
yeah,
triangle button right
Cool.
there. I want everyone to write in the comment section what they think. I want you to say the shape. I want you to go triangle, this, circle, this, square, this, okay?
I'm trying to
'Cause-
find an in-game like still
Yeah.
of a circle prompt to see what they. The problem is though, none of that counts unless it's actually a PlayStation product.
Yes.
And the original 3 God of Wars weren't. They weren't. It wasn't Sony Santa Monica at the
No,
time.
it was, right?
It was just Santa Monica. I feel like it was just Santa.
Were
Monica.
they not owned by?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. My history needs to. I need to brush up. My
I
history
don't
of
think
that.
so. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna go. Okay, so is
The thing is, like, look at the PlayStation logo, right? I don't know why there's yellow in there and not on the controller, but every other color's in there.
yeah. This is a point that somebody brought up to me. They were like, "Well, look at the PlayStation logo.
But
it
then
has
there's
all of
yellow,
these
and
colors."
that proves
But
us wrong, innit?
exactly, but it doesn't have
Yeah.
any of the. It doesn't have all of the colors on there.
And like, I can see what you're saying. I know why you said that, but it's definitely red.
It's definitely Gorange. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Gorange.
Yeah. Gorange. Is the circle button?
I cannot believe that there are people out there that think that's orange. Like, I wonder if it's unironic.
Dualshock 4.
Because like, here's one where it's red. It's in game, but it's like I've never seen this game before.
Where the fuck is it?
I don't know. It's looks like a MOBA game almost, but
the hell?
But that is red.
Is the circle button on a DualShock 4 red or orange?
The big problem is that like orange is mostly washed out red.
Yeah.
You know, but just with some yellow tucked in there.
Red, orange. Okay.
Like, we need to find an official Sony statement on this. There's no way they haven't made one. Guys, I'm going to go mad if we don't sort this out. This is unacceptable.
Remind me to check on this poll by the end of the stream, okay? So by the end of the podcast, so we can get it in. Cast your votes. Okay, it's the thing's live. The thing's live. Everyone can go and vote for it now. All right. That was I'm sorry, but I cannot see red when I look at that. That looks
Thegamer.com.
Oh, whoa, here we go.
I'm only reading this because it says red.
Previously, while we were talking, he found like 14
I'm
going to
go to Wikipedia, edit it, and then lock the page. So
he found a bunch of other sources that said orange. He's like, no, ignore it. This one says red.
In fairness, I did search for like what kind of PlayStation buttons, official Sony, know, stuff, but it just says it's iconic and they are blue, pink, red, and green. And then on the DualSense, they've all been left grey, which obviously we all agree is a mistake. Terrible. Whether it's orange or red, it should be on the controller. Yeah. So there you go. I read that on the internet. It's a fact.
Do you reckon that they had too many contentious arguments about the colours that they were like, fuck it, we're getting rid of the colours altogether?
Yeah,
that's the reason.
And then if that really is the case, we need to argue if they're black or white. You know?
So, well, is this a grey? What kind of shade is it?
Or, like, are they coloured or aren't they? Like, if it's clear and that colour is just the bleeding of the buttons through the, like, white plastic.
Sony, you're never going to escape us. You're never going to escape us.
I'm genuinely angry. Here's another thing.
Go on.
What are the colours of the DualSense colours that you can buy?
So, this is funny because their colours are like, what they say are like, they're like, oh, it's red.
Because I'm looking at it now, and that's not like... If I was thinking red, I think that T-shirt that I showed you, that
Pokeball colour red.
Pokeball red, right.
And these are like, yeah, this is red. It's like, it looks way more like
the red's kind of like pink with maybe like a bit of purple or something worked into that. It's a great-looking colour, but it's not what I think... It's not my go-to for red.
Yeah. The blue looks fine, blue, like a pink.
That's blue. Yeah.
The pink as well, the actual pink looks okay. But that red...
Do you think... This is a real question.
Yeah.
Red's one of the... Is red one of the colourblind colours? Do Japanese people have like a weird thing with the colour red? I know red's a really popular colour in Asia, but then I would think then you wouldn't have a problem seeing it, right?
I don't know.
Because there are weird things about stuff like that where genes are, people get more likely. I think it's in the West you're more likely to be colourblind than anywhere else, though, isn't it?
I think red is one of those colourblind things. If I'm thinking about those, those pictures you see with the spots.
Yeah, it was just like, fuck the colourblind.
There's always like green, and then there's just the red blobs in the middle, and they can't see.
I don't know, I wonder if there's something weird. Oh. Like if there's just a gene that's super thing in Japan and they just can't do reds. That's why it looks that way. They're like, oh, Ravelry red. It's orange.
I love when you do that voice. I think we're reading too much into it. I think it's just stupid Sony again, just doing dumb things.
I bet there was someone there like, they had that argument where people were arguing in the office. It's red, it's orange.
It is
And then
orange.
someone was like, it doesn't matter. If people are fighting about it, they're talking about it. You know? Ship it. That is genuinely... Well, you know what? I think you're right. I think Sony just has a colour problem because they cannot seem to figure out the difference between white and blue.
Right.
Maybe they think the DS5 is all blue. You know, all the buttons are blue. But they're actually like white.
They're like, hey, this is all blue. What are you talking
Right,
about?
because, you know, the same as the light, right? It stays blue the whole time. It doesn't change. That's what they think. Right?
I'm not liking the poll at the moment, by the way.
Amazing. Thank you, boys.
It's 100% on
Finally.
red right now.
Right. Good.
You're fucking idiots.
I'm not even going to vote on my 10 different accounts. I won't vote at all. I want to see what everybody has to say.
Okay, do you want to talk about our first topic?
Yeah, this podcast is driving me nuts. The order of the patrons changed. And then this should have been one of those sacred things where, like, there's just no contention. You know?
It's like written on a stone tablet somewhere.
Right.
And like, this is what everyone follows. This is the 10 Commandments kind of thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's being called into question.
I
Just
hate it.
like the 10 Commandments. Okay. Not a bunch of really big stuff to talk about this week. Just a bunch of small things that I think would be quite cool to talk about. I want to start off actually with something that maybe you would like the idea of.
I'm sorry, we need to go back to
Oh,
this.
we do. Okay,
There's
all right.
another contentious thing about the control.
Oh, God.
Apparently, there's a group of people that believe that it's not X, it's a cross. Change the poll. Let's see how many freaking idiots actually believe this thing.
All right, here we
Why would it be
go.
a cross?
Here we go. Why
Why would it be a cross?
Why?
How does
Why?
that make any sense? Because it's clearly oriented as an X. That's the difference between an X and a cross, is what way up it goes.
Yep.
Yeah?
I'm putting is the X button. I have to
How are you
say
gonna even
I have to say it that way, right?
Yeah.
Is the X button an X or a cross? An X or a cross?
I just... This is the most ridiculous... And that's from, like, a real newspaper. That's The Guardian.
What did the
but it's
Guardian know?
games journalists, isn't it? This is ridiculous. Hold on a minute. I want to see what this idiot has to say. I'm not happy. Go away. Do you say X or cross button? There are hundreds of contradictory responses. There's no way there's hundreds of people that think that's a cross. Hold on a minute. Crosses don't have this.
Here
This
we
is
go.
ridiculous. This one guy, this is a tweet.
Another poll. Here we
This
go.
is a tweet that says, it had over 700 likes. This debate grinds my gears. I'll finish it once and for all. Crosses have the same distance between each stick, and crosses form a square, which is what happens on that controller.
Right, yeah.
X's don't have the same distance between each stick, and they form a rectangle. It's basic geometry. You're a freaking idiot. It's the orientation of it that makes it its shape. I refer you to the rectangle and the cuboid.
I refer to you to
Yeah.
this basic geometry.
Like, well, what? Like, think about a circle. Whichever way you turn it, it's always a circle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That X is only an X in this configuration, the way it is specifically on every single controller put in.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the only shape that needs to be put in a certain way.
Yeah.
Every other one can go in and it's still a square.
I will give you
I guess it could be a diamond.
I will make one counterpoint that's gonna hurt us both. Every other shape, we say that the shape.
Yeah.
So we're saying triangle, circle, square, and then suddenly we change to calling it a letter, X.
Because it's X-shaped. That's not a shape though, is it?
Is cross
see
a
what I
shape
mean?
though?
I mean, I guess, but like, let me put it to you like this.
Go on, please.
The rest of them like are shapes in that they're like complete, right? And X feels like something that like X marks the spot,
Yeah.
right? Across, I feel like a cross has to be weighted like a T. Do you know what I mean? So you'd need a different shape to make it. Also, okay.
Jesus was on a cross. That's this way.
Facts. Facts. Okay, here's my silver bullet.
There you go,
We'll put this demon down.
Right. Yeah.
The orientation is important, right? The X or the the square always goes as a square.
Right.
It would still be a square if it was turned 45 degrees. But if it was turned 45 degrees, we call it diamond.
We would, yeah.
So they're putting in a specific shape. That is the way an X looks, not a cross. Get fricked.
We solved it, guys.
You're idiots. Now that we've put this argument to bed,
let's kick off with our first topic.
I can't believe this is a frickin' discussion. I'm so legit angry.
This podcast is going to be titled "The Great Button Debate."
I'm a 30-plus-year-old man, and I'm actually angry. I'm angry that this is it a cross or is it an X? You're an idiot, and I'm disappointed that you thought it was orange. But I'm used to being disappointed in you.
Your wording is incorrect there. Thought implies that it was incorrect or I've changed my mind. It is orange. I know for a fact you are believing something else. It's like the flat Earth thing we were talking about before. You're just in the wrong. Don't worry about it. We'll prove you wrong. Don't worry.
The whole PlayStation world crumbles if you think it's orange.
How does the PlayStation even work?
I'm going to get a salt flat and a laser beam to prove you wrong.
The PlayStation doesn't even run if it's orange. Come on, how does that work?
I was going to say, well, it has a red light and no orange light, but the rest light's orange.
Oh.
Shit.
All right,
let's do a real topic.
All right, our real topic. Here we go. Do you remember that that Halo streamer, the big YouTuber? What's his name? Critical, is it? I think his name is Critical. He's like a huge YouTuber, huge streamer. He issued the challenge that no one could play Halo 2 without dying on the super mega legendary mode with all of the skulls.
That's tough.
What tough is an understatement because it hadn't been done in history up until about a week ago. So he
too many people cut their teeth on Elden Ring. They were like, challenge accepted.
They were like, so he goes, legendary on all skulls is apparently impossible because apparently you can't die. Apparently there's a lot of RNG involved and stuff like that. And he was like, I put out the challenge, $20,000 to anyone who can do it. And
I'll be honest, I think he underpaid. That's not an okay thing to ask people to do, yeah.
For $20,000 to cause that much suffering and mental pain to do that. Anyway, it's been done, and this guy managed to do it, and apparently it's legit. I don't know if Critical has reached out to him yet to give him his prize, but I thought that would be quite interesting to you, especially because of how insanely difficult that is, right?
Yeah, that's not fun. You know? I'm a big believer, like this is one of the reasons I don't really get roguelike games, is that I believe that the difficulty settings are designed so that you find the appropriate difficulty for you to maximize your fun, right? And then there's people like you that are like platinum whores that like, gaming's not about fun.
No.
It's about task completion.
Well, that's all a game is. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And and this isn't fun. And you have to do it to yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do it to yourself. This isn't a case of like Elden Ring is just that's the way the game is, and either you beat the game or you don't, right? This you have to do it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, this is
waking up and choosing pain.
This is like life's too easy. I'm going to go and develop a crippling heroin addiction. And then see if I can, you know, up the difficulty.
Can I ask, do you know off the top of your head, obviously you haven't played in a while, but do you know off the top of your head some of the skulls and what they like the modifiers do? Like obviously one of them is you only get one life. permadeath.
Yeah.
But
There's one where it's
probably
like you
other
can
shit.
only kill stuff. I forget, so it's been a long time since I played Halo 2. But I think it's something like you can only get headshots. Like body shots don't do damage. There's things like that. I think one increases respawn rates or resets respawn rates. So like if you send area too long, stuff respawns where usually you would clear it out. I believe it's been a while. It's not fun. The skulls are usually dumb things for me, where it was like anytime you get a headshot, confetti comes out.
Right.
That's hilarious, right?
Hilarious, yeah.
Not like this. Not like this, you know.
It says here in total, the streamer manages to beat Halo 2 on LASO, legendary on all skulls on difficulty in right around 6.5 hours. Right now,
I feel
at
like
least
that's what it would take a person to play the game,
right?
Let alone like on legendary.
Right now, at least, it looks like the Javelin is the first and only person ever to accomplish the heroic feat. The PC Gamer reported last month that it came out. The challenge was issued by Critical, set up a bounty for $20,000. Feat of the time acknowledged that it was Javelin.
I'll say Critical has the money.
Oh yeah. He's a big YouTuber.
He can definitely do that.
Yeah, he can do that. I just thought that was an amazing thing, and I do love amazing achievements in gaming like this.
It's very cool. I'm glad it's not me that did it.
Yeah,
you know, or like, cool might be is a weird word. Like Wames went and got the world record for speedrunning at AC1.
Yeah,
and it's cool that he was that into it and stuff. And it's a game that sort of like for us with Black Ops 1, where like Activision didn't feel so predatory and Call of Duty didn't feel so like they were just churning out the same game over and over, you know, like, so I get the game and the appeal and all that stuff, but I don't know that I would have dedicated hundreds of hours to my life to beating a game in like a minute quicker than somebody else who then it was beaten like. Does he still have it, or was it beaten afterwards?
I think he was beaten just after. I think he said he was going to try and go back for it afterwards, but it's almost like this other guy. It was his entire life that he got the achievement, and then when he was beaten, like a month later, it was like, I'm back, I'm fucking getting it again.
Well, either way, if I was Wims, I'd put world record holder in my bio.
Yeah, you need to,
of course, yeah.
Put the time as well from it's like 6 hours difference. From 4:30 to like 10:30.
It's funny you say that. So me and my chick are finally finishing up Supernatural.
Yeah.
And they went to visit somebody like in heaven.
Okay.
And they had been revived at one point in the show, and so they had 2 dates. So it was like, oh shit. It was like person, like 1963 to 2003, and then like 2014 to 2016 underneath it. I was like, yeah.
Allow putting that, and just everyone else is like, what?
What?
I don't. What? How did that happen? Okay, let's move on to our next little topic. Bad news.
Oh no.
Sony are ditching accolades for the PlayStation 5. Rest in peace, accolades.
You know what? They had a lot of talk when they were bringing up the stuff. Like, do you know what I was actually looking forward to, and I thought you would be loving, was the cards, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Do they even do them?
It's very specific games.
Yeah, like
very specific.
I was like,
games.
man, if every game has a thing, and you're like, oh, maybe I will look at it. Oh, you've got you only have 33% of this thing left, and it will take you to the mission. You know, you can complete this stuff. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just, you know, like finish the game, like Ghost of Tsushima. There's no reason I shouldn't get the platinum for it. I just would never go through and do it on my own if I was to load into the game and have everything there. But if it was like, do the bamboo strikes, and I click to the card and it takes me to the bamboo strikes, I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Why isn't this a thing? It was like one of their big sales pitches for the PlayStation. Anyway.
And accolades was one of those big sales pitches. They were like, hey, when you play an online game, someone can give you an accolade to say, hey, this person was really helpful. This person was a great teammate.
Right.
As we often do in online games. Us gamers, that's all we do. We just constantly pat each other on the back.
There was that in a game, though. I think, was it like a Call of Duty or something where you could be like, you could vote for someone to be the MVP?
Yeah, what was that?
Was it Overwatch? I don't remember what it was, but
Maybe.
it was something we played.
I think it might have been Overwatch like that. But yeah, but unfortunately, it's been retired due to lack of use.
Oh no.
It's just terrible,
Sad.
isn't it?
Who could have
It's
ever
just-
seen that coming?
I can't believe they ever thought that anyone would be on an online game and be like, "Yo, do you know what? Let's people are definitely gonna want to be able to do this."
XX quick scopes, YY ladder stall, Pussy Pounder 69 XX was a real benefit to the team.
Real benefit to the team. The guys
Also, like,
great.
What would it give you? Like, I have a question for you because this is somewhat similar. In Death Stranding, you could do things when people would like what you did in the game.
Yeah.
Did that have any impact on anything?
No.
Why are we doing it then?
That was the question that I wanted to ask, because I was like, remember when we went? So before the game came out, we went behind closed doors. We watched this section of the game of Norman Reedus traversing through the world, and he sees a ladder.
Hello. Is anybody out there?
And he gives a like to the ladder, and we are probably. And they're showing us, and they're saying things about the game.
You can interact with other people in their own world, even though you never see them.
Completely out of context, though, because we don't understand what we're looking at. It's like, so when you're going along the world, if you see this this bridge that someone built, you can hit the touch bar and you can like it. And then when you've moved on from it, then you can go over this terrain. It was like, hold on a second, hold on. You just said a thing
Also, you would
that doesn't mean anything.
We would think that, like, if this feature wasn't there, we'd all just be building the bridge anyway, because it's a bridge we need to build to get over the place. Why does it matter? Right? Like, why would I like that someone built a bridge here that they built for themselves?
Right. Do you know what's another thing that's really... So this is very deep Death Stranding talk here. If you're a Death Stranding fan, you know what I'm talking about. There's times where someone would build a bridge in the game.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be over anything. It would just be in a spot.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
And there'd be like thousands of likes on it. And I'm like, why the fuck? First of all, why was this built? And then second of all, why is everyone just coming up to it like, yo, this is a good bridge, good spot you picked right there? It's like...
Yeah, I did see that, and I just... that was one of those things where I was like, I don't get this. And I don't sense that this is going to be relevant late game.
No.
So, I feel like I'm missing out on a joke. I feel like I've come into a group of people where a friend said, oh, come meet my other friends, you'll really like them. And all they do is spend the entire day talking about their inside jokes.
Yeah.
And, like, leaving you out.
Yeah.
You know? That's how I felt with Death Stranding. Frick that game. Frick Hideo Kojima. And frick anyone that liked a bridge.
Look, I'm just looking forward to the... they're making the documentary on the game and how they made it.
It's going to be a walking documentary.
So we perfected walking for this game.
Right, you're right.
All right, let's get on to something a bit more serious now. Okay, so the new Tomb Raider game, upcoming Tomb Raider game, has been leaked.
Does it have a male protagonist? If not, no sales.
No sales. I mean, that's what they really need to do. They need to finally, for the first time ever, put a male protagonist in this game. It's funny, you never get it that way around, do you? Like, every other game that has a male protagonist, like, we're doing a female protagonist. Ah! Praise!
Right.
What is this way, right? If we're supposed to do a male protagonist. What are you trying to do? Replace women?
Right.
Anyway, the new Tomb Raider game has been leaked.
Yeah.
It was actually leaked by none other than Colin Moriarty on his podcast.
Gaming.
Really strange. It proves that it's real because they DMCA striked him as well to take down the information. So it's
right.
It totally completely legit.
But this is the thing. They don't get it, do they? If you wanted to be like, yeah, that wasn't real, then you release an official statement saying, we have no idea what he's talking about. Just to let you know, like none of that information is correct. We're not even gonna why would we DMCA strike a fake fan video? Like it's not true. And then it comes out, be like, yeah, we were
right.
He got us. Yeah.
Even if you say nothing, if you just leave it like that, then it's like people are like, is it real? Is it not? Sounds kind of real. I don't know. Maybe it is, but there's no confirmation.
Right.
Just doing this just confirms it for you. It's
Facts.
just anyway. It's a new game right now. It's called project's called Jawbreaker. Don't know why that's called that. Whatever.
Why do they do that?
Strange. I don't know. But here we go. So the let me read exactly what came out here. So Colin read this obviously on his podcast, and it's a casting list for the new Lara Croft.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, this is what we're looking for. The leaked document obtained by Sacred Symbols is supposedly being used to cast voice actors for a simple 2-scene script, and gave a 2-scene script. None of the plot or anything like that has been leaked. Just this further bit has been leaked. It says it describes a game codenamed Project Jawbreaker. It's an action adventure game set in a modern day. World rocked by a mysterious cataclysm, it says. The tone is described as grounded, but with fantastical elements, which could easily be used to describe the recent reboot trilogy, because that had a bit of fantastical elements to it as well. The script is being used to cast a new Lara Croft, who is expected to be a woman in her mid-30s, who is white. I don't know how they got that from the thing, but I mean, Lara Croft is white, so there you go. White, 5'6", implying that they will be doing motion capture as well. So I guess they want someone similar sort of shape, size as well to Lara. Athletic, and in the prototype of Emily Blunt or Rosamund Pike. Don't know who that is, but Emily Blunt, I could see her being that sort of shape and whatnot. They also have have to have an authentically British accent, which means there'll be no, thank God they'll not get an American doing a fake British accent. You know? Oh, can I have a glass of water, please? Bottle of water, please, you know?
I mean, some of them can do it. I feel like it's much easier for Brits to American accents than the other way around.
Exactly.
Although, frickin' Sansa Stark didn't do very good with it. This is the thing. I do genuinely think that if you're looking for actors to do accents, that you maybe do try and find an actor with the accent that you want.
Yeah, especially when it comes to this. When it comes to British or American accents, there's a lot of actors in that field.
Yeah.
If you're looking for
someone who's
Ugandan, it's like you got a smaller talent pool. Maybe. I mean, I'd still look for someone who's authentically
also,
Ugandan.
it's likely to be more forgiving. That I would guess that the Western ear for the difference between Ugandan and Nigerian is not quite as dialed in.
Exactly.
And no one's going to be like, I don't think this guy is from the west of Uganda like he claims.
Right. This man's Ghanaian. Yeah. This man's Ghanaian for sure.
This guy grew up in the inner Lagos. You know, like, no one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It goes on to say Lara Croft is now at the top of her game, reads the character description. Gone are the days of the young, inexperienced woman dealing with matters of the legacy of a familiar reckoning. Lara has let go of her childhood and has fully embraced the life of an adventurer on purpose. In other words, this game will move past the Tomb Raider beginnings shtick, the reboot trilogy, and Lara will no longer have daddy issues. Apparently, she wasn't exactly daddy issues. I mean, she had family problems, but
yeah. Also,
daddy issues is a little bit strong.
This might sound stupid, but if it's part of her well-defined character, I would worry that they would take out the fact that she has fond memories of her dad, and that led her into this life to figuring out these mysteries, to just be like, screw him, who cares? I found out. Plus, he's only a man, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where maybe it never comes up, but like, don't take it out of the character. Maybe it's just never relevant.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Also, one of the big things for Lara Croft is that her dad was prepping her for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So we get, like in the movies and stuff, flashbacks to her seeing like a cryptex and stuff like that, and being like, I remember these.
It was all being pushed to like train her.
Right, because she was being trained to be in like the Illuminati or whatever it is. Yeah. So that's relevant to this. So I don't know why you would. I mean, they didn't say we're taking it out, but like
that's the thing. It is just a couple of lines to try and get onto it. We can't read too much into it, but we'll see how that turns out. The script goes on to describe that a challenge she can only overcome with her team on her side. So there's going to be a group of people, I guess.
Perfect. Just like Marvel's Avengers? Will we be able to switch in and out? And
I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that, I was like, "Is this gonna be like a multiple protagonist type thing, and you're gonna be able to switch between characters?"
Gotham
type
Knights
thing?
style.
Collaboration is foreign to her. She's always succeeded alone. So in this situation, she is a fish out of water. In this timeline, Lara exploits are well known to the general public, and that has apparently helped recruit some of her teammates. The two most prominent characters in the scripts are that aren't Lara are characters named Devanendra and Tanvi. New people, I guess. Both which are traditionally Indian names, which could imply something about the setting of the game. The script also describes Lara having a romantic scene with another female character. We're getting woke, boys. Here we go.
I was going to say, so again, my ear for like Indian names isn't like super in, but those sound like girl names to me. It's not like necessarily a bad thing, but this sort of seems like, and I hope to be wrong, but it's like, she doesn't care about her dad anymore. Team of all girls, plus she's gay. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, Lara Croft's a great IP. Don't go ruining it, trying to like get a political message in there.
It's not like as well that Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, anything like that, the previous entries were bad. They were very good.
They've been well regarded pretty much. There was one in like, I want to say the early 2000s where they lost it.
They were like, it's not been going well. We need to shake it up.
Right.
It's like, I don't get it. Anyway, which is a first for the series, despite having been around as a character for so long. Lara's love life has never been explored in any detail, so it'll be interesting to see if this new game is a first to break that pattern. I
wonder if that's something anyone cares about. Like, there's enough Rule 34 of Lara Croft already, and the thing is, it's like, the game's been around for a long time. We've never explored it. Maybe because it's never been relevant.
Yeah, there is the only thing that I've never cared about her love life. I've always just cared about the cool puzzles, the cool tombs, the cool adventure exploring, and how cool and badass she is.
And how is it that this one random British lady has all these guns?
Right.
Like, full on, like, fully automatic machine guns, the dual USPs or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, I feel like someone would notice this. The permitting for this place is going to be, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I've never once thought about her love life.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why they're doing it is because, like, Nathan Drake is supposed to essentially be it's supposed to be an Indiana Jones ripoff, and it's supposed to be
pretty much
a Tomb Raider, sort of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like similar.
Oh yeah, I know. It's Coke to Pepsi in it.
Exactly. It's supposed to be another version of it, and it's PlayStation's own version. And with Nathan Drake, we do have a romantic relationship and whatnot. So maybe they're trying to capture that kind of magic with her, and they're doing it their own way. I'm open to anything. Do what you do, and then I'll judge it based on what you do. Innit?
I couldn't kill a perfect example. Ellie.
Yeah.
Like, it never her romances don't factor into me at all.
Yeah.
Because they wrote an incredible character.
Yeah.
And this character happens to be gay. Who cares? So I don't care. Do I believe the character? Yes, I do. I believe the performance. I believe the writing. And Ellie's one of my favorite characters of all time. And it never factors in because they're not like, oh look, Ellie's gay. Ellie's gay.
That's not the thing that they're trying to push to.
Right.
Like, so this character is gay. Nothing else matters. That's not what they're trying to do.
Also, they set it up really well. So like, we have these moments with Ellie in the DLC for The Last of Us 1 where you're like, okay, you know, and then you never really question it because she's like 14.
Kids, what do they know? And they're sort of like exploring,
right.
discovering
And then
themselves.
by the end of it, okay, yeah, she's into girls. Like, so we have this build up, and it doesn't like affect the game in any way. They establish the character, like it's done properly.
Yeah.
Right. And I worry that they're just going to be like, oh hey, Lara Croft, let's just make her gay. And then there's also this is a lose-lose situation specifically for Lara Croft because for the Nathan Drake thing, they're going to say, oh, it's just playing into like the male fantasy, this like gunslinging guy who like sleeps with all the girls. And then they're going to say for this, oh, like it's one step for gay representation, but then it's all these like sweaty incel gamer nerds like living out these fantasies fetishizing gay women and stuff like that. Like, this is a lose-lose for everybody except clickbait games journalists.
Yeah.
And that's where I really draw my line. I couldn't care less about the sexuality of Lara, as if it makes any difference. And also, it kind of fits. I don't think this girl's going to be getting pregnant doing what she does.
Yeah.
You know, like, she's not going to be wanting the family life unless she retires. And at that point, she's not really Lara Croft, is she? She's not Tomb Raider Lara Croft. She's Lara Croft, landed gentry lady who... I mean, how are you getting rid of all those guns? You can't. There's no resale market.
She has connections, okay?
Like, again, if it's done right, I don't care. Like, it doesn't factor in. My concern is that they're trying to shoehorn it in there. You know?
How are you... What's your hype levels for a new Tomb Raider game? Have you ever been really into the Tomb Raider franchise? I'm talking about since not the beginning ones, you know,
without the triangle lady
and whatnot. Like, since then, did you ever play like Rise of the Tomb Raider and all the newer ones?
Which one was Rise? Rise was 2015. Yeah, I played a bit of that.
Yeah,
I haven't played the one from 2018. I didn't play that. So, but like, I'm very fond of the Tomb Raider franchise. They're terrible movies. Although the most recent one with Vikander. What's her name?
Yeah.
I thought it was actually really good.
I like that one.
Well, the whole way through it was really good. I thought she was brilliant. So I have a warm feeling for the games, and I dig that modern meets archaeology vibe. Yeah. So I'm definitely not against it. And I think more games like that would be cool, and showing people that history is fun and stuff, because I'm a history nerd. Again, I just don't want them to ruin it.
I'm optimistic about this because I do like Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
I like Nathan Drake for the same reason. I like the Uncharted series for the same reason. It's that puzzle solving, and almost like I like the idea that these things could be in the world and we just haven't discovered them, even though they totally couldn't be, right? Like the way that they always say is that, there's this huge stash of gold and statues.
This Burmese pyramid.
Just behind this wall of this town that is right here, and nobody just happened to discover it at all in like that. It's always that kind of thing, but I like it. It's cool, and I can suspend
If you ring the
disbelief
bell
when
the
it
right
comes to
way and twist this statue to face the thing, then the
Right.
church bottom opens up to reveal Cortez's treasure.
Right. That thing. I like it, and I've always liked Tomb Raider. She's always been a cool character, in my opinion.
I agree.
And I don't think she's ever been done bad, especially the last ones with Camilla Luddington. Though she was a really good one, I think.
Like I said, I think she's a staple. When you think gaming, like the pictures, like the images that come up in my head, it's obviously more recently you got Kratos and like Joel and Ellie, but Master Chief, Lara Croft. You can't get rid of these images from gaming. Yeah. And so my big concern is just like potentially ruining a legacy by making a bad game because they forget that they're supposed to be making a good game where Lara's gay. Or whatever the issue is, whatever the thing they're going for is.
And here's the thing that gives legs to the idea that they could possibly be ruining it. So, Square Enix recently sold all of their Western studios who are making Western games to Embracer Group. But this clearly was an idea that was made by Square Enix before it was sold off.
Yeah.
Like this idea didn't just pop out in the last 2 weeks since that sale.
Yeah.
It was clearly before. And we know that Square Enix really don't know how to do Western games anymore.
They really don't.
They seem to be dropping the ball at every step. So this could be something very bad. Now once it's in the hands of Embracer Group, they might see it and go, yeah, this is shit. You fucked up. You're really going to ruin something really great. So let's just scrap that and start again.
Benefit of the doubt. Right, they Embrace Group look at it and go, okay, we have the basics of the story laid out. We have a rough idea of how the story starts, where it goes. That we're making, Lara's going to have this female love interest. It's going to be set. We'll make it up like it's an Aztec treasure. These are the villains. This is stuff. You can pare down a crappy story to those basics and then rewrite it and make it all those key points fit and make a good game. Do you though?
Yeah.
Do they though?
Especially to like businessmen, they just see it as already done. They're like, it's already made. Why would we mess spend
with
more money and continue to do more? But you never know. It could be good. We could just be seeing the bad side of the. Like, is that a tidal wave coming, or is that just a normal wave? I don't know.
Right. The big issue is I worry that people hear us talk about this stuff because we do mention it a bunch and go like, oh, just like getting political about things. But we've seen it happen all the time. Like more recently with Buzz Lightyear, where apparently that movie's really good, but the marketing pushed a bunch of stuff that apparently is minor and is hardly in it, but they pushed it as this big like social agenda, and for whatever reason alienated a lot of people. Probably a lot of people were alienated on both sides, because some people were like, well, if you're not happy with it, don't see it, we don't want you to see it. And you're like, well, these movies are supposed to be for everyone.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, if people are going into it thinking, finally, like, representation for us, and they go and it's these two minor characters that do, like,
they feel like
just make a good movie. Just make a good movie. And if there's a gay kiss, there's a gay kiss. Like, we don't care. Like Brokeback Mountain. We're in it for the...
Go on.
I didn't have anywhere to go with it. I was trying to make it seem normal. Like, make good stuff. No one's going to care. And The Last of Us is a perfect example of it. Make a great game with a great relationship. And no one... Like, the last thing on my mind is that Ellie's gay. As, like, stuff that I would talk about. But it's a vital part of her character. It's just so natural that I wouldn't even bring it up. Like, in the same way I wouldn't bring up, like, oh, Captain America's straight.
Yeah.
Like, it's so minor, so much more to him than does he like Peggy or not.
The more we move to normalizing stuff like sexuality and whatnot, the more normal it becomes, and the more accepted it becomes, the more happier everybody becomes. When you overemphasize something, when it doesn't really shouldn't be emphasized, that's where things become stupid and becomes abnormal. Yeah. And that's the only thing. Like,
that's pretty perfect, and that's another thing to like The Last of Us, where it's just how she is, and it's just normal, and it is normal, so it doesn't factor in, right? And I do think that is weird though, like with the sexuality stuff, where it's like there's so much more to you than that, and you spend so much more of your day doing stuff than that.
Yeah.
Why are we making this such a big part of our characters? It certainly like adds flavor. It's salt on the food, but they have to have the whole food there. You have to have this developed meal there, and then you salt it.
It's one of the many things that make each human different and unique in their own way. But it's not the only thing you should ever be thinking about. Anyway, we've made our point sufficiently.
Lara being gay or whatever, cool, don't care.
Just as long as it still keeps that Lara, still keeps that.
Give us the cool
trekking the globe.
Yeah.
Solving all these amazing puzzles.
Yeah, show us some interesting history and like, oh, when Cortez arrived in South America, everybody thought he did this, but actually he went here. And what's there? Well, we just found this pyramid there. Oh my God, like something.
Yeah. And if they do want to put for the first time like a relationship angle into thing, I'm open to the idea,
it can
as long as it doesn't
work.
ruin what we had before.
Worked in the Uncharted series. It works in the Tomb Raider movies. It works in the Indiana Jones movies. Like, it can totally work. But it is, like we say, it's a thing along with the movie. I'm not there to watch Indiana Jones get the girl. I'm glad that he gets the girl. That's cool. But like, I'm there to see him punch Nazis into airplane propellers and like solve the ancient Egyptian riddle,
throw them off of hot air blimps, and
like
no ticket.
Right, exactly. And like we say, Indiana Jones is another good example. Okay, he's straight, but it doesn't factor in. I don't care. He could be gay. He could be a pink elephant in a human suit. For all I care, I'm really there for the Nazi punching, Egyptian mystery solving.
Yep.
And if he also happens to like get the girl or whatever, great. It's just salt. That's all it is. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
Speaking of people who we don't care about,
it's true.
Just a bit, just a bit of salt and pepper on the side. We don't really give a shit like that. Are true gamers who support us over at patreon.com/Conbrosations. Bro, this is the True Gamer podcast.
That's right.
Come into your eyes and ears every Saturday. Saturday here at youtube.com/Conbrosations1. If you're over here on YouTube and you're watching us with your eyeballs, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And you know what? Hit that notification bell for occasional notifications of when we make videos. YouTube sometimes likes to tell people to people they're subscribed to. It's like, I want to know more about these people. I think I'll send a notification to them.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
If you also want to listen to us on podcast services, we are anywhere and everywhere. Just search for the True Gamer Podcast and you'll get us right to your ears. Thank you for your support over there. And if you are on podcast services like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, rate us 5 stars. Leave a little review. It helps us out. It looks really cool. People wonder like, hey, is this True Gamer Podcast thing actually worth it? And they go down and it says, no, they're awful. All right, well, it's good to know. Good to know. I won't listen. But thanks very much for that. If you want to take your support, though, a step further, if you want to go that extra mile, you can head over to patreon.com/Conbrosations, where you guys can kick us a couple of bucks a month. At the $1 tier, you get an exclusive podcast, the Conbrosations podcast, where we talk about anything and everything, where we get really down and dirty. Really, there's no filters. We are all over each other, just many fluids. You're gonna have to subscribe to find out about that. And at the $5 tier, you are a true gamer and you get this podcast early, the day we record it, and read out with a bunch of these guys right here. Like Adam the High Quality Potato, Jeremy Horde, Gams Master, Sheps' Krusty Right Nut, Isak Manny, The Bat Fan, Adam Sunling, Clark the 53rd.
Adam, you gotta pay twice.
You gotta pay twice. I'm sorry, you have to pay twice. Wait a minute, hold on a sec. He's already a super bro. Is he? I don't know.
We'll
actually.
let him off.
No, he's not a super bro. No,
Pay
he's
up.
not. Pay twice. Clark the 53rd, Mikey T, Sab2557, Joe McCormack, Super Whale Ben, Cats Coral, hashtag the boys season. That's all it is. Mike.
Is that what it just cuts off?
That's all it says right there. I don't know if he's edited it or if it's still Patreon messing up.
Right.
If he has edited it,
well done.
it's good. Hashtag make the nice guys too, please, for the love of holy fuck Hollywood. Gerald Tucker, Fishy, The Jackal, Max H, Sam Mason, and Cobra SS. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at the True Gamer Podcast.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much. Bro,
Yes.
it's time for our favorite segment.
That's right. The never once forgotten.
Correcting Conbrosations!
So look, if you're new around here, we say things on the internet. We never let pesky things like facts and information get in the way of a strongly held belief. So when we say something incorrect, stupid, silly, you choose, head down to the comment section of this video and type in at 13 minutes and 72 seconds when you said it was this, it was actually that. And then next week, we will read out your comment and credit you for your correction on the podcast. Any corrections for me this week? I don't think any, because I'm so freaking smart.
Let's see.
Well, I did see some corrections for you, though.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I can pull up the video if you can't find it.
Don't worry.
Just give you the additional help.
Don't put yourself out. Honestly, don't put yourself out. Starting with Runic Firebird. He says, Dear Correcting Conbrosations, I was going to give you a pass on this episode because I didn't hear anything on a casual listen. Then Sheps called me out at the end of the episode and I spent the next 2 hours combing back through for any corrections.
I love the idea of him being like, slow that down. What is that? Is that a train track in the background? Like
an FBI agent. This is like, where is that? Grand Central Station. So anyway, he goes, first let's get the Correcting Runic Firebird, the segment within a segment, out of the way. You only actually got me on one of them.
Aha, admit.
Because y'all keep correcting yourselves when you saw that I was right. But I'm about to ruin that too. Oh god, here we go. I got my spelling of Faye from Google because I knew this day would come when y'all would start correcting me. But because... Sorry, these lines are really weird here. But because I got it from Google, your correction is for Google and not for me.
No. No.
If you cite Google in one of your journals and you're using peer review, they're gonna blame you, not Google.
Right.
And if the Super Bros can't come at you for Patreon, you can't come at me for Google. Oh shit.
No, that's totally different.
It's different for reasons that I'm not even going to justify.
Yeah, look, if you don't understand it, we can't explain it to you.
Exactly.
You need to do your own research and some soul searching, okay?
Now for the normal corrections. Once again, I'm proving that Sheps isn't a DC fan because the show the show was about Batwoman and the movie is about Batgirl. Yeah, you did get flamed on this one. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
you can all eat a bag of dicks because it's the same actress from the show moving into a movie, correct?
No.
Is that all right?
No.
Either way, I don't care.
We'll just brush past
Let
that.
me
Start again.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
I did that one.
Nobody cares about Batwoman or Batgirl because it's a female protagonist, and as we all know, that doesn't sell games.
Exactly.
I rest my case.
Exactly. Next for Sheps,
God damn it.
the guy in the Fortnite GIF doesn't quickscope. He one-shots him with a shotgun. Next for Sheps again.
I'm pulling that gif up, you mother fricker.
Next for Sheps again, totally Sheps. Fortnite still has builds. It's just a different game mode that has no builds. So it's not been removed. Well, they should remove it because clearly it's
Is that
build.
actually for me or is that for you?
It's for me, yes.
Okay, I was going to say, because I'm pretty certain I said, or I might have said they removed building, but the builds are still in there, but the main mode, the one everyone's playing, is no build.
But they've dropped down to like 4 people playing builds.
Right.
These people that learn how to build the Taj Mahal, they're like, it's my only skill I have.
I feel like, let's say you're one of the bigger Fortnite streamers, I bet off stream, these guys are going to play the builds to keep their builds up in case they ever bring it back.
Yeah.
So they know how to do it still.
And of course, as usual, my correction that you never missed, I'll forget a correcting Conbrosations because my account is at 3 missed episodes because I subtracted from ones that you went back to. Thank you. You see, at least he's keeping an accurate track. We did go back to those ones. We did keep them up to date. Thank you very much, Runic Firebird, for being amazing. I'm going to check. Batfan writes in, and he says, correcting Conbrosations, you guys said... Me, the Bat fan, was imitating Sheps, but it's actually Sheps. He's changed his @ so it was the Bat fan. And also, Ed forgot to mention the correcting from the Game of the Year episode so far podcast. I sent him a DM stating that I'm not attempting a Lego Star Wars plat. I have the plat already. Oh, this guy. Because, you know, he had to get all those, like, 1,000 bricks and whatnot.
Yes.
No problem. And also, hashtag frick the FPN. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. That's also why my back was hurting so much, because I'm carrying
Having to carry.
Exactly.
Right.
And then no more corrections. That's it. That's the end of that.
I don't believe you.
At all. There's
I don't believe you.
just,
I don't believe you. Also, I know for a fact we got a correction on Twitter. And I'm going to say get fricked. Was it Adrian? Get fricked, Adrian. I think it's Adrian.
Oh, yeah, it was Adrian, yeah.
Get fricked!
Enraged Seahawk, Firebird.
Because the whole purpose of this segment is to abuse the YouTube algorithm for more views.
Yeah, he corrected us on Twitter. I'm like, no, we leave that to YouTube. And he goes, he's an audio virgin. And I'm like, I don't care. That's your punishment for being
Yeah,
it.
this feels like your problem.
No, so Chris did... do a correcting Conbrosations 2 hours and 8 minutes. Ed said he'd add a firework for the epic bro fist at the end, and my eyes have yet to be dazzled. Thank you so much for writing in there, guys. Thank
Yeah, we
you so
appreciate
much.
it, boys.
Okay, our next topic. Microsoft. Sorry, you got something to say?
No, I thought we were going to Discord for some reason.
Okay.
I feel like you would have fully said, heading over to Discord, and I was getting Discord ready. I'm an idiot.
In an article from Video Games Chronicle, going on the Brazilian government acquisition talk and Xbox trying to defend their acquisition and saying, like, you know, what could happen, stuff like that. They were talking about whether or not Call of Duty would ever go exclusive on Xbox after the agreements end. And they did say that they are going to keep it multi-platform.
Yeah.
However, that was around the time that the regulators in the US started to get all up in their arse, and you have to wonder, are they just saying that, and are they going to do that for maybe 1 or 2 years and then just pull the rug out from underneath everyone once everything's all been done and said? They did add one further comment to this.
Okay.
And I found this quite hilarious. Microsoft says it wouldn't be profitable to make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive.
I was just about to say, was it that we can't afford to give the game away for no money?
And while people are probably going, yeah, that makes sense because like it's a big production and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's a AAA game, selling it on one thing, going from what it was now,
Yeah.
going to the Xbox Series
It's still easily the biggest name out there. Yeah.
Exactly. Now that's one thing. But do you know what that statement implies? That statement implies that Microsoft cannot make profit off of a AAA game just being sold on Xbox.
Well, if it
That
goes to
doesn't
Xbox
mean-
and PC and Game Pass, it means all those people on Game Pass is what it means.
What it means. So what they're saying then is that all of their AAA games are not profitable that are sold on Xbox.
Pretty much.
They inadvertently admitted that they are not making profit on any of their AAA games that they're selling exclusively on Xbox.
Right.
You gotta wonder what kind of a business this is then.
Self-burn. I mean, we've been saying it, but again, I think we've come to the conclusion that this is not about, like, being the Netflix of gaming.
Yeah.
This is about specifically trying to damage the competition.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
But this is the thing as well. So there's a I'm not a lawyer. Don't take what I said, but I did read it on the internet. So
I've seen an actor play a lawyer on TV
Exactly.
once. So
I've watched a lawyer program. So
I finished
therefore,
all of Suits and recently.
You're basically a lawyer. Basically a lawyer.
I'm going
But
to
there's
just Google
something
how,
called-
how easy it is to take the bar.
But there's something called financial fair play, right?
I believe that is actually a thing, yeah.
That is actually a thing where you can't, for example, you can't sell potatoes at a shop for way under the market value just so you can push someone else out of the market.
Yeah.
So say like you've got two shops standing next to each other, one selling potatoes for £1 and the other one sells them for 98p. That's not so bad. But if one of them goes, I'm going to sell them for 1p, purely so everyone comes to me and no one goes to the competition until they get thrown out, that's financial. That falls under the financial fair play rule, right? So is that what Microsoft is now admitting that they're doing with their games? They're admitting that they're selling their games for no profit, for less than for a loss each time, just so they can push out their competition. Are they going to get bitten in the arse now when regulators come back to them in the United States and in the UK and stuff like that because they've made this their own statement, their own assertion that they're selling games that are not less than a profit just so they can make their Game Pass service a profitable a service so it can push someone else out?
I think there's a universe, like in the multiverse, where that is happening, but it's a universe where Sony's not putting anything out either.
Right.
And the problem is Sony's making good games. And so what you're describing is someone taking like potatoes and selling them for well below market value to try and like run Walmart or something out of business. But Walmart also still sells all the other stuff and this one place only does the potatoes.
Right.
You know?
So if PlayStation were dying, and if they none of their games were selling because of this one fact, then you could argue that point. But because they're still selling, then
and also that's going to get like... The reality is, I think there is something like that as a law concept, but probably almost unenforceable. And then if Sony was ever in a position where that was hurting them, they probably wouldn't have the money to take it to court and actually fight it against someone like Microsoft.
Yeah.
Weirdly, totally like quick sidestep and then we'll jump back. I found the bar prep hero or something. The bar is it's multiple choice.
Is it?
So there's 50. I've just found 15.
Shit, I could take the bar.
Unironically, when I get home, I'm going to take these 15 prep questions and see how we do. And if I get... You need 9 correct answers to pass. So you're allowed 6 mistakes. If I get 9, I'm calling myself the legal team.
I was going to say, we can officially make you our legal team of Conbrosations.
Right, and realistically, generally speaking, boys, anyone doing multiple choice, usually if they give you 4 options, there's at least one where you're like, that's definitely not it. So you go to a 33% random choice from 25%. And then if you know anything about it, you can probably get it to a coin toss. So... I mean, I don't know anything about it, but that's not what this test is going to say. I'll publish his results on Twitter. Yeah, frig Microsoft for this stupid model.
Yeah.
I get it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people, but the problem is it doesn't make sense long term for the space. That's always been our contention. Frick Microsoft, frick Game Pass. Give good companies good money for good products.
Yeah.
And you'll keep getting served.
That's the thing. The model before was really good. It was the company makes the investment, the upfront investment on a product. If that product is good, then they get the money back.
Yep.
Then they get more. They get profit. They may invest it in something else. And if that product is good, then they get even more money, and it goes on. The model we've got right now is that no matter what comes out, it's just apparently going to be fed money from this infinite well of money on the side. It doesn't matter whether or not it's good.
That model, the PS2 model version of that era, where like everything you said, they make the upfront investment, and when they release the game works when it comes out.
Yeah.
That model I really love.
Yeah.
I'm starting to love it a lot less, where it's like, hey, we released the game, by the way, 200 gig for day one patch.
Yeah.
Don't love it, but at least, Anyway. Frick. The frickin' Game Pass. The problem is, like, the worst bit about it is we've been making the assertion that because they won't tell us anything, that we kind of know it's not working.
Yeah.
Because if it was working, they'd be shouting about it. Sony does it. They publish all of their numbers.
Yeah.
And Microsoft, if they publish it, make it insanely difficult to find for guys that are looking even, which suggests it's not doing too well. That doesn't mean it isn't achieving the goal that they want it to achieve, but it means like financially they don't want people looking into it.
Yeah.
That in and of itself, that like shadiness around the model makes me really question if it's, like even if you're a big Xbox fanboy, you should maybe question that,
Yeah.
Plus the fact that a premier game console producer and game manufacturer, house, I guess you'd call it, went 700 days without an exclusive title. That should be really worrying to anybody as well.
Yeah, it's
and then
amazing
what they bring out's freaking Halo Infinite.
It's amazing that someone can do that. A company can do that, and then still nobody says anything. Right. No one says, maybe this model isn't working. Maybe this model is causing a lack of games and a lack of good games for them. I don't know. No one seems to be asking that question. Move on to our next topic. Marvel's Midnight Suns gets delayed. Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no.
That was like our most awaited game of whenever it's supposed to come out.
Oh no.
Big sad.
I just can't. I can't contain the sadness.
I mean, what's the internet going to talk about now? It was all a buzz.
It was all a buzz. Now we've got nothing else to talk about. They've delayed their game. They haven't put a specific date on it, but they said it's going to be within this fiscal year, which goes all up to March 2023.
Right. That's a very cagey way to put it. Yeah.
Right. Interestingly, though, I'll tell you something interesting. They've split up the platforms. So they said it's all going to come out on current gen consoles within that financial year, and then later will be the previous gen consoles. And this is another like cyberpunk situation where, like, first of all, if you're going to do that, why fucking do the last generation anyway?
I agree.
It's not like the last generation as well were clamoring for this game anyway.
Right.
People aren't clamoring for this game on any platform.
Yep.
There's some buzz, but there's not like massive amounts. And then if you're having such problems developing, kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it. Get rid of it. Don't do it.
If they can do it to Batgirl or Batwoman, whichever the movie was, I forget. The thing is, as well, I don't understand this. Oh, we're going to do it for previous generations. It's not like people can't get hold of an Xbox. The Series X is very findable. The Series S, they can't get rid of them. Yeah, there's so many of them.
They're everywhere.
Right? Like, you can find an X easily without major difficulty. You can find an S everywhere. There's probably 4 in your house as it is already, Like, so what's even the point?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Don't do that. We're 2 years into the life cycle of this generation. We don't need to be serving the previous gen.
It's so strange that this is the generation. This is the only generation where this has been like this, and I never understood it as well. People were really ready to die on a hill when it came to it. They were like, can't believe the last generation isn't being supported for this. It's never been done before.
No.
It's never been done before. Why are you suddenly asking for it now? And then we see the repercussions of it. Is that
we see the repercussions. It's not like they couldn't do it last gen, right? Because the whole argument really is that, well, with the online support and stuff, you can do patching that we couldn't do before. That was true in the original Xbox and PS2 days, but by PS3 and 360, most people are online.
We had them, yeah.
Right, so we could have done that all the time. I don't want to see it. What I would rather see is planning ahead, and that instead of building like 10 million units for PlayStation and 5 for the Xbox, because who wants that? Build like 20 million units so that on day of release people can get them.
Yeah.
Make it so that it's not profitable for scalpers to buy them all, right? So people can actually get a hold of it. And if you want to play the game, you need the new console. Like, it's been done since the 80s. When was the first really home gaming? 87 or something, right? 30 odd years. At least mid 90s at the latest, right?
Yeah.
So it's been done for 25 to 30 years this way. There's nothing wrong with it. And especially for guys like you and me, I would rather not have a PS5 and be really upset that I don't get to play Ragnarok, but have Ragnarok be a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
I'd rather it go that way, because at least when I get to it, it's going to be an incredible game.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the fullest potential.
Yep.
Our next topic. So in this discussion of the whole should Activision be bought by Microsoft and stuff like that, more things have come out. Microsoft have accused Sony of the most obvious thing in the world, of paying developers to block them from being able to put their game on Game Pass.
Yeah. It's called business.
I was going to say, what happens when you buy exclusive rights to something?
Yeah, it's called an exclusivity deal. Am I missing something?
Really strange, and also I love how they're accusing them as if they've never said, okay, we're putting this on Game Pass, means you can't go on PlayStation Plus.
Right, as if they've never had exclusivity deals with Activision before for Call of Duty early access stuff.
This is a common thing that is done, and the way they brought it up, they were like, but PlayStation do this, and it's like, you mean breathe?
Right, like normal business, yes.
Anyway, it's really dumb, and obviously it's caused all the idiots of the world who don't seem to realize that this is a common thing.
Anti-consumer.
Right. There was it's the typical hate for PlayStation thing that they're manufacturing. It's so strange, and it's in an agreement. It's just the way things work. It's like, we're gonna pay you a bunch of money in return. We'd like you not to screw us. Thank you very much. Yeah, really dumb thing right there. Another little topic, PlayStation have released a beta for the PlayStation 5 system software, which allows 1440p support. Kind of like that. I think it's a good resolution that balances between performance and...
1440 is really kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah. It's not such a performance hit as 4K.
4K
you can get decent frames out of it.
Exactly. I think 4K is really kind of intensive on the hardware. And don't get me wrong, 4K looks so crisp and good, but I feel like 1440 looks excellent.
Yeah.
And I would rather have excellent looking games running at 60 plus FPS than incredible looking games running at 30.
Yeah.
I think there is a sweet spot here. And look, maybe the hardware gets to a place where it can do 240 FPS at 4K, but until we're there, which will be next 2 generations away or something.
Apparently, hear me out. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Apparently, people don't have 4K monitors.
Yes.
What's the point?
Apparently, people are going to be... Apparently, there is another PlayStation 5 in the works that's closer than we think. Not so much it's going to be a huge upgrade, but apparently it's going to be enough that it causes that we can get 4K 60 FPS locked if we want.
What, just native out the gate?
Exactly.
I tell you what.
I'm just saying we can barely get PlayStation 5s at the moment. Can be like...
Right, well, yeah, exactly. There's that. I mean, maybe, though, if they add another PlayStation and the scalpers are all maxed out from the PS5s that they're holding, then people can get hold of the PS5 Pro, whatever they call
There
it.
you go.
I will say, my PlayStation, as far as I can tell, has not broken a sweat.
No.
So the idea of like a PS5 Pro, which I know appeals to you and me because it's more, and more is always more.
More is more.
I really feel like I'm already in a Ferrari. I don't really need the Bugatti. You know, like a Veyron would be nice. It is more than my Ferrari,
this is
I'm
more,
still driving the speed limit in a Ferrari. Do you know what I mean?
This is more like you have a Bugatti Veyron, but now we have the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. It's the
It's got more words next to it.
The Bugatti Veyron 255 miles an hour. 260 miles an hour.
Your car, 14 turbos. Mine, 15. That is
I need it.
a whole turbo more.
It's the Iron Man gif. I need it.
Right. And don't get me wrong, if they're there, we might well have to do it. But like, I really do feel like my PS5, base model is going to make it all the way to the end of this life cycle and not be a problem.
I tell you what, before we get upgraded consoles, we need to have games that max out the
I agree.
thing, because I don't feel like we're maxing anything out.
Not even close.
Especially because we're still running with fucking cross-generation games. You guys need to fucking sort that shit out first, and then maybe think about releasing another console.
It's to the point where I would normally probably have thought about like cleaning my console up. Like, okay, we're getting there. I want to make sure there's no dust in it because of overheating. I don't think the fans kicked on once.
Yeah.
Correction. It did kick on when I was playing it during the heat wave, when I didn't have food poisoning, but it was so hot that I didn't want it on and the TV on because it was kicking out too much heat, and I turned it off after 5 minutes anyway because it was just too hot in the room. So, like, I would normally have cleaned out the PlayStation, to do that, but there's no point because it's not even getting close to being maxed out. I can't be asked.
No.
It would be more effort than it was worth at this point. And I feel like until the PS5 is starting to take off like my PS4 was, like once it sounds like a jet engine spooling up, we could use a PS5 Pro.
That's what we need to think about it.
We don't need it yet. Not even close.
Okay, let's kick it over to our boys over on patreon.com/Conbrosations, who wrote in just like you guys can to have your comments read out first. Our patrons get our priority comments read out. Trooper Dingleberry. He's a trooper now. This guy.
Man's moving up the ranks.
Here's a question for you lads. Is there any game you ever played that you absolutely loved and were extremely invested in and had an absolute blast playing, but was so long and in-depth that once you finally finished it, you felt almost freed from it? I've recently experienced this with Elden Ring, as I love the game to death, but it took me a good 3 months to finish it.
Oof.
And I didn't... it was weird, because it only takes 8 minutes. For
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute run. Maybe it was just trying to like get... Is there a trophy for doing it like 1,000 times?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe it's
Probably.
1,000 no death runs.
Exactly. And he's a true gamer, so he probably is trying to go for the platinum.
Could well be.
The 3 months to finish, and don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic game, but I wanted so badly to play other things, and now it's over. I feel almost relieved. I think I had a similar experience with Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. P.S. I've not written in for a while. Life's been super busy, but still have been listening to every episode. Love you boys. Keep up the good shit.
Well,
I'm glad, man, because I was actually thinking about you. I was like, man, we haven't heard from Corporate Dingleberry in a while.
Yeah, man, I'm glad that you're doing okay, and life gets really busy, but at least you're listening. You got some entertainment.
Can I say, before we answer the question, I want to apologize as well for my mood as well. Not on the podcast, I think, but off of it. Usually I'm all talkative on Twitter and things like that. I'm streaming every now and again.
Boo-hoo, I'm gonna die. My back's falling apart. Oh.
Honestly, my life felt like it was falling apart.
Yeah.
Because of the pain, and then because I couldn't do anything because of the pain. And I was extra down because I just started going to the gym, and then that was taken away from me.
Yep.
and I can't think because of the pain, so I can't do content stuff. I can't write scripts because I'm just thinking about pain. It was really
Can't
bumming
stream,
me out.
can't do anything.
I was really bummed out, so I'm sorry for that as well. But
And
thank you for being around. But
it's a little bit worse than you described because all you really have access to is moaning on Twitter.
yeah,
Because all you could, not you, but like if you're in that sort of situation, the only thing you really have the ability to do, because you know you're not streaming or making content, is to just basically cry about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And the problem with misery is misery loves company. You just drag everybody down, and
Everybody.
you have been an anchor around all of our necks. So
at least we're in it together. Okay, we're like the Navy SEALs. We're together, like man on your left, man on your right.
you just finished
The terminal list.
Terminal List, didn't you?
That's what I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, that was a good series.
Like, you have the weight. Yes. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
you have to wait. That was a great scene. What was the question?
The question was, have you ever absolutely loved a game and enjoyed so much of it, but then when it's finished, you felt freed?
Oh,
I have 2 examples.
let's see your two.
So one of them he mentions, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I can believe
I
that.
love that game, and I took, as I've mentioned it before, I took the whole week off of work just
Yeah,
so I
you
could
did.
play it. And the game just wouldn't fucking end. And
Yeah.
granted, I was doing all of the stuff that I could do because I wanted to enjoy it,
Yeah.
and I was enjoying myself. But fuck me, it didn't end. To the point that I didn't actually finish the game until months later.
I remember
I
that.
played so much in that week, and I was playing it off and on every now and again. But I'm like, am I never going to get to the end of this fucking
remember that.
game? And then one day I did a stream. I was like, so let's play the epilogue. It's like, I've
Right.
only just finished the epilogue. People are like, what? You've never played it? What the fuck's wrong with you? So that was one of them.
Was Bloodborne the other, or whatever it was, Demon Souls?
No, not Demon Souls. Shit, I forgot what the other game was.
I'll do one then.
Go on.
I absolutely love it, but it's not quite what you asked. But The Last of Us 2 has like 5 endings.
That was the one I was going to
It
say.
ends 5 times, and then at the 6th one, the game actually is over.
That was
And
the one.
I don't get me wrong, the game's great. We do play a little bit too long as Abby, and I don't mean that it drags playing as Abby. I like Abby. Like, we don't need all that stuff with her as a kid and all the hospital scenes and stuff, but I
You
don't
like running down that same hallway
for
4
no
times?
reason as well.
So
It doesn't change. It's just so weird.
I'm like, is there going to be a subtle difference? Nope, same.
No, nothing. And I checked to even see if the pictures changed, on the paintings on the walls.
Same thing.
My issue with that game is not how long it is per se, but just the fact that it ends a bunch of times, making me think it's going to end. Horseshoe Opposite, the Order 1886, isn't anywhere near long enough, which that bugged me. It's not quite your question. Ugh, terrible. What was your other one?
The other one was The Last of Us.
Okay.
I was going to say, because like you said, it ends a bunch of times. A bunch of times you think, okay, this is the ending. Okay, this is the ending. Okay, this is the ending. And also, there's the added emotional drain that it has on you as well. So,
Yeah.
as well as you're enjoying what you're seeing, it's taking all of the energy out of you.
Stop, start.
And you're like, I have no energy to continue. Can this end now? Can it end? And then when it did, I was like, that's it. Woo!
done.
We done, boys. We done.
Here's
So-
one that
so
maybe
there's
you would, excuse me, be able to identify with a bit more. The MMORPG type thing. So like,
Raid Shadow Legends? Sorry.
that's right, the most ambitious. Anyway, so like my example that you obviously can't relate to is World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Especially near the end when you're sort of getting tired of it, where like, and especially back in the day, getting to level 60, which was max level, was no mean feat in and of itself. And then that's really where the game starts, because you get to level 60, but you have all this trash gear, so you have to go through, do all these different dungeons and raids and stuff and get all your gear, or go PvP, however you're going to do it. And so that was quite a drag, and I was kind of glad to get 60 and then take a break and then come back and do the end game content. And I think where you might be able to relate to that is maybe something like Destiny or The Division, where it takes so long to finally get to the end. And at the end, then you have all the end game content, but like just getting there is a mission in and of itself. And then you have to grind so that you're capable of doing the end game stuff.
Yep.
So that is one of those things. I hope that answers the question.
I really want to get back into Destiny, but
I feel like
I
Red
just don't
Dead,
have the time.
right?
Who has that kind of time?
I feel like Red Dead Redemption is the perfect example of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then, what's the perfect example? What else do you say?
What else?
Yeah, but That's that. Any more Patreon questions?
No more Patreon ones. So now we're going to kick it over to our Discord, where you guys can join as well by clicking the link in the description. It's the best Discord on the planet.
Certainly the best in our community.
It's the best in our community right here. Exactly.
BS Bro #1. Why is it hashtag? It's not hashtag. It's number one, isn't it? It's just number one. Shit. BS Bro 1, Trekkie.
You're going to hate this comment because I hate it.
I actually haven't seen it.
Go on.
I've seen the first 2 letters. I got all the achievements and medals in the Forza Hot Wheels DLC. Okay. Hot Wheels are like...
What was this called?
Okay. That's basically like a Rocket League or something. You know, similar. Okay. I only have 4 more online achievements to get for the base game, and 1 achievement is broken. Plus 1 waiting for the next season. Then I'll have them all. I figured why not? So yeah, I could say I really enjoyed Forza Horizon 5 and the beautiful expansion. Just finished Escape Academy the night before you're recording this, and that was a fun series of challenging escape rooms. I've never done escape rooms before. That could be interesting, escape rooms. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what escape rooms are?
I know escape rooms are.
For anybody not aware of it, I didn't know there was a game of it, but the idea is that you physically go to a place and you get like quote unquote locked into a room, and then you have to like solve the puzzles and solve the mystery and find the missing pieces to get out.
Yeah.
So to escape the room, right? And if you don't get out in X period of time, you fail and they let you out.
They kill you. Yeah.
Right. It takes inspiration from that one guy from Germany. You don't make it out, they just Exactly.
Sorry if that brought back bad memories for you.
Memories? How old do you think I am, bruv? Memories?
Also, you'd be dead. I don't know.
I'm more insulted than like... Look, casually joking about getting the other one killed, like I, at the hospital, I was like, you should put him down. If it was my dog, I wouldn't want him suffering like this. His
quality of life.
Right. Why are we talking about Forza, bruv?
This is the point that I was going to bring up. It's like, this isn't... I want questions. I want topics. I want you to be like, did you guys hear about so-and-so in the thing that's doing this, and this? I personally think that. What are your thoughts? That's what you're supposed to write in with. He's literally written a statement of something he did. I went to the shops the other day and I bought milk.
This reminds me... so much of that I have relationships in my life where people say like, well, we never really talk anymore. And it's like, have you checked the texts you send me? They're closed statements about your day.
So, I went on the bus today.
Yeah. Or like, my dad and his partner, Nick. So like, we're just going to shops, cooking a curry, try and call you later or something. It's like, I'm not going to respond to it. You've said that you're going to call me, so I'll wait for that.
Yeah.
Why would I respond? And then we never really talk anymore. You don't... Our conversations. Bruv, have you seen this? No, exactly. What is that?
A question.
Right.
With looking for a response, and then it incites a whole conversation.
Right. Bruv, have you seen this Huffington Post article figuring out what potato you are? No, let me check that out. Oh my God, I got, Fidelia onions. Bruv, I got whatever, like...
I'll give him that he's talking about gamers, but he just goes off.
Bruv.
Please try to come up with a question or a topic in the future, please.
This is interesting, though. Tailgate says, this is an article about Unity. It's probably something you guys can talk about. We didn't get a chance to read the article because we don't look at your comments before to give you an organic response, which is going to mess this up a little bit. But
so we'll see.
He says, besides this, I finished my first ever watch through of the Alien movies. Cool. They made Alien games. It's within bounds. Well, you haven't seen the Alien movies? Bruv, how old are you?
He's about 12, probably. Probably about 12.
Finished them last weekend because I've never seen them before, and I think my favorite is the second movie, Aliens. It's crazy how well the effects for the xenomorphs hold up. The xenomorph in Alien holds up. It's so good. Also, if you didn't know, this is just like one of those fun facts. Like everybody knows Aragorn broke his toe when he kicked that helmet. None of the team knew that the alien was coming out of John Hurt. The director didn't tell them. So those reactions, the first time,
I didn't know that.
They're genuine. They just didn't. They knew he was going to have like a food poisoning thing, and they were to to like deal with him, and none of them knew that was happening. Yeah,
That's crazy. That's really cool.
that is cool. And also, I'd totally recommend Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
You should play that. In terms of gaming, I'm currently revisiting Anthem.
Interesting.
I know of the reputation it has, but I decided to revisit it because it's on EA Play through Game Pass, and I'm genuinely enjoying it. And in my opinion, the lore of Anthem universe is genuinely really cool. It's a shame what happened to Anthem at launch. At launch, the game had so much potential. It's set in the Mass Effect universe, so
it had potential. That's the thing you should say about it. Sorry, fucking. It had potential. It was
the Iron Man suit building stuff.
exactly different classes. You had like
Sci-fi.
tanks. You had almost witchcraft type ones generating like electricity and stuff. It was on a foreign world, and I told you there was definitely something cool in there. There was definitely something cool in the lore. It just it wasn't enough. Things were gated off. It was clear they were trying to make microtransactions, and it was very much like slapped together at the last minute, and you could feel the jankiness.
The lore was cool because it was BioWare, right? And I believe Anthem was set in the Mass Effect universe,
too.
which is where that sort of magic-y stuff kind of works its way in. But it's like, it's sort of like someone went and played the Order 1886 and went, do you know what would be really cool? Let's do a sci-fi like live service game, and instead of not putting all the story in, we'll gate the story off, and you can only access it through DLC. You'll know it's there. You'll know it was obviously intended to go somewhere. That path that with the invisible wall, you'll see it leads to a dungeon. You just won't be able to access it. Very frustrating. This article, though...
Yeah, Unity being bought for
the-
$17.54 billion.
I mean, that's the offer, at least.
That's the offer, yeah.
That's the... Oh, no.
Why?
I beg you, don't be dead.
Technical problems.
Okay, talking amongst yourselves, boys. Watch it change focus as well.
Probably. 1 second.
What are you doing, Bav?
So I think, it's overheating.
God damn it. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. Let's just go...
We're going to have to go... I can start it again, but it's probably going to overheat again.
Nah, kill it. We'll just do black screen. Give them what they want.
Give them what they want, black screen. It is. I was going to say it's warm in here, but...
It is warm, and that isn't quite doing it. It's just...
Yeah.
Bruv, I tell you what, if we get another day like the heatwave last year, I'm going to put tinfoil on my windows.
Yeah.
To like keep all the heat out.
Reflect it.
Fuck the planet.
So yeah, that's happening, guys. The Sheps' camera's gone. My camera looks like it's still working. The only camera that obviously matters.
Right.
So don't worry about it.
Well, I choose to view it as giving them what they want. Black screen, but like the real talent gives them what they want, and then they get to see you otherwise. $17.5 billion for Unity. That's a pretty serious offer. That's not a, hey, would you sell to us if?
Yeah.
That's a, yo, give me your company.
I'm always interested in the particulars of these details because Unity obviously is an engine for creating like video games and stuff like that. Very valuable, I would say. But
it's a well-regarded engine as well. It's not like the Frostbite engine or anything.
Yeah. But I know, these hiccups are fucking killing me. But the thing is that these things are only as valuable as the people that are making them.
Right.
So the team behind them, I hope they're getting the team as well, because that's the really valuable part. And
it's weird though, like why would you buy the engine and presumably to have exclusive rights to it? Why wouldn't you just develop great stuff on the engine and pay the tiny fee to use it?
Yeah.
I hate that when you have hiccups and you cough and you hiccup at the end of the cough. Awful.
Throws it all out of balance. I tell you what people don't think about as well is that when you own an engine and you're licensing it out, say like what's Epic's one?
Unreal.
Is it Unreal
5, yeah.
Unreal Engine and Unity and stuff like that. The thing that people don't think about is that when they license it out to people, it's not just, hey, use our engine and fucking hell, and give us money every month or whatever it is. It's you get a support team with it as well. So you need the team that comes with that as well, because then when so comes up to you and goes, "Hey, we're having this issue where this is happening," you need to be able to solve that problem. That's part of the money they're paying.
Right.
So it's very interesting to be in the business, of engine making and selling and stuff.
It's an unusual
Got nothing to drink. I can't.
thing. I guess we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Unity's a good engine as well, so
I can't imagine anything going bad. It seems like just a profit thing. It seems like it's like if you used to own Coca-Cola, it wouldn't change.
Billion though.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I maybe I just don't have my finger on the pulse of it, but I don't feel like it's worth 17 billion. I don't feel like I would go 17 billion. Yeah, we'll do this as a good investment. We'll make our money back.
Especially because Unreal is being pitched as the biggest.
It very
thing.
much looks it, innit?
It seems like everyone wants to ditch everything for Unreal, and Unreal Epic Games are doing the most like dev friendly thing where they're like, anyone can use Unreal for anything, and the first $50,000 that you guys make is completely free. We won't even charge you anything. So indie devs are all up on it. It seems like a weird move. Seems like a weird choice.
Yeah, odd, innit?
I would.
Now, if it was Epic, if Epic were like, yeah, we want to buy it, I'd be like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know, maybe there's some interesting tech stuff they want to put into like an update for Unreal, or they make it like
they just want to kill the competition.
Unity Real Engine 5,
Unreal, Unreal,
Unreal, or for Unreal 6 or something, right? Like that would make a bit more sense to me. This is an unusual play.
Unusual as hell.
Diogo has a question. It's mainly directed at you, I would think.
Have you played the hit new Crypto Superdog video game featuring Ace and the Bat Hound? No, I haven't, because I respect myself and Superman, something that WB does not. And I will never play that bullshit, okay?
Right. I also haven't played it. I'm looking at the camera, but it's not on.
Look into the camera like a good showman.
I'm making direct eye contact. You just aren't paying attention. I also haven't played it. And as somebody who is man enough to be able to get his whole sentence out without hiccuping,
right?
I feel like I have a much better cachet when it comes to saying this, but I do also agree get fucked.
Yeah.
Like, why are we making the dog game?
Have you heard the Super Pets movie apparently is bombed?
I'll tell you that I haven't heard about it since I saw the advert for it. So I assumed it had not done very well. Yeah.
And this is the thing, the Rock has been promoting it like nothing else. He's gone so far as that he's gone into a Super Pets costume.
Yeah.
To promote it. That's how desperate he is, and how much of a shill he is, and how much he doesn't care about his image anymore. And if him, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not. To me, he doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can't get someone who's pushing your product that much to get it going, maybe you're going down the wrong path. Maybe you need to just go back to Superman.
Yeah.
And there was one guy that was like, the Super Pets movie bombed. Maybe that's proof that people just don't care about Superman anymore. Like, hold on.
What's that got to do with Superman?
You literally made something that didn't involve Superman at all. That's like going, hey, the price of bread is people aren't buying bread anymore. That must mean people must not like alcohol anymore.
Right. I was going to say
people
don't like beer. That
I don't understand.
Earlier at the beginning I was talking about full steroid Olympics.
Yes.
That is an Olympic running leap. This guy just pulled a 15-meter long jump.
Hand signal,
Oh my days, and your camera's on. Like, that is the most ridiculous thing. The problem with The Rock as well is what he doesn't do is he doesn't care. You said it pretty perfectly, I think. He doesn't care about his image anymore. He's just looking as a cash grab. And it shows and maybe it just shows that he has no creativity and he's very much like just a tool. And I think that, and I don't mean like, oh, he's a tool. I mean like, the tradesman has the skill and they use the tool appropriately, and he's not the tradesman, he's the tool. And he might be the best tool for a job, but he doesn't have that creativity. Whereas Ryan Reynolds, his marketing's incredible because he gets it, and he's about like, and look, this could be completely wrong, but it feels like Ryan Reynolds cares about the brands that he's promoting, and because they're his, and wants to maintain his reputation and his integrity, and that's why, one, his ads are funny and good, and two, I want to try his gin. I have no interest in trying The Rock's tequila. I quite like tequila. I have no interest. It just feels like it will be the most generic, phoned in. It'll just be a tequila, right? And that goes to show in it. But the point is that he has this massive following and massive fan base, and he can't push this thing. You know, it's because fingers crossed, people are realizing that there's not much more to The Rock than The Rock. You know.
Than his energy drinks that he's pushing out. Okay, next topic, next one.
BS Bro 2 Brendan Fraser Simp says... Who's taking this?
You read it because I'm hiccuping throughout everything, so what's the point?
Wow. So much talk of bad games in this chat. Now, I might as well add to the pile. I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm bored, and I just want to be a pirate. And all that. I thought
Black Flag was sick.
I thought Black Flag was well regarded, and it's the only one that I've ever looked at and gone, man, that looks like fun to play.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'd also like to share how annoying it is to play some games like WB's new Multiverses game, a rip-off of Smash Bros. With characters like Superman, Shaggy, Batman, Arya Stark, the Iron Giant. So the game asks you to sign up to WB account, because of course it does. I hate that so much. I use my account details, and the game tells me I've already linked my account with the game, because it recognized me linking my PS account to Injustice on my other account. I used ages ago. Oh, it recognized him linking the account he used ages ago to find out they had to go to WB's page on my phone and go to the account settings connections.
Why is this such a hassle? Why is this such a big deal?
You want to make this as easy as possible, right?
Do you want me to play your game or not? Come on.
And it doesn't stop there. It said I had to contact customer support to cut the connection. Freaking why? Just let me change the connected account. Why not just tell me that another account is connected to WB Games? Tell me that my account is already connected to this game. Who made this stupid-ass decision? I despise this company a lot, wasting my time. At the end of the day, I had no energy to play the game at this point, aka uninstalled. Bruv, I feel you, but I beg you, use some frickin' punctuation or like paragraph out your story, T. I've already been playing...
We love you, bro.
We do love you. I've recently been playing Netflix's games that are actually not bad for mobile games.
Oh.
Are they out?
So yeah, this is the funny thing. I actually dropped some knowledge on people on Reddit. They were like, I hate Reddit's now turning into like an ad machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it? I haven't seen any ads. And I have a look, and they've got like a game section. Like they're advertising mobile games. And I was like, actually, this is Netflix trying to get into the gaming scene. They've got a bunch of third-party mobile games and their own mobile games they're making that they're including in the thing for no extra cost. And this is what they're doing. And they're like, oh, that's actually really good then. And I was like, you're welcome. You know,
that's right.
Check out the True Gamer podcast for more insightful stuff like this. Anyway, so I haven't tried any of them, but I guess they have a bunch of games on there.
Mobile gaming just isn't for me. I don't want to play games on my phone. It just doesn't feel like the right way to set things up. But like PC gaming, like who plays on a keyboard and mouse? It's just stupid.
So strange.
Here are some random gaming facts I found on the internet. The Russo brothers apparently love The Last of Us 2. Can't blame them.
Yeah, I saw that too. Apparently they praised The Last of Us 2, and I was like, first of all, they played The Last of Us 2? That's pretty... Maybe they watched someone, let's be honest.
Yeah, probably.
But praise, fucking
praise is praise. Halo multiplayer updates are so bad, some YouTubers compared it to as if one guy was working on the game. Kryler emote. Oof. I mean, that's basically what happened with Battlefront 2, was they pulled it down to a skeleton team. I think it was less than 10 devs. Yeah. And by the end of it, they had made the game pretty incredible.
But at least those people cared.
I think so, yeah. Also, some company I forgot the name of can't be bothered to search for its investing a bit too much money into
I think Tencent are looking to invest more money into Ubisoft. I think they already have one chair member on the board.
Yeah.
Which is enough.
If I was
enough
Eves,
of control.
I would be like, oh, this is a hostile takeover, literally by the Chinese.
Right.
I feel kind of like Hong Kong or Taiwan or whatever it is. Maybe I should not be doing this.
I don't know if Ubisoft can fight off Tencent. They fought off that Vivendi deal a long time ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, but with all the shit, I could see Eves just giving up.
The worst thing...
It wouldn't be great. I don't want this to happen, but I honestly don't see them fighting him off.
I mean, it's like you have Ubisoft, you have Eves, you have the Guillemot family, and they're definitely not the good guys. But I can tell you who definitely is the bad guys. And I don't want definitely the bad guys in charge of Ubisoft.
Yes.
I want maybe not quite the good guys, some bad guys, but not the bad guys.
Yeah.
So, not good. And I think the final point, apparently Microsoft said Sony is paying devs to keep their game off of Game Pass. Oh, sorry, their games off of Game Pass, which I find funny since Microsoft bought Bethesda for the same reason and kept saying...
Yeah. Literally, they bought Bethesda so they can keep the Bethesda games off of PlayStation. Right. This is what I mean. This is the dumb part of the legal part of things. They say stupid things that only make them look more stupid.
Buy it. They lap that shit up.
This isn't something brand new. We've seen it happening on both sides. This is business. This is the way things are doing, and it's being done viciously as well. But when you put the Sony name next to it, it's like Sony did this.
That's
like,
the thing.
Oh,
that's the brand new thing.
Sorry about all the hiccups.
Yeah, this has been going for a while. This is the brand new thing. So we see this in cars all the time. In the car space, where I think every major company has been done for the emissions stuff. Yeah. At least all the German ones, right?
Yeah.
And no one goes, oh, typical Merc. Don't worry, not my VW would never do that or whatever, right? Because it was founded by that one guy in Germany all those years ago. But for some reason, the one unique thing about this space is the only people that it's okay to be against and say have done anything wrong is Sony.
Yeah.
Everyone else, Nintendo literally repackaged the exact same stuff over and over and over again and do a bunch of, in that sense, anti-consumer stuff, because if you want to play Nintendo games or games, anything like this, there's nowhere else to go.
No.
So they own that space. They can do whatever they want. And the other side of the thing is Microsoft does the exact same stuff, and then they call out Sony for doing similar and totally not as bad stuff. I'm going to just come out and say, if you're anti-Sony, you're a racist.
You're a racist.
Oh, you guys can't see it. I should just imagine I'm doing the most racist thing, pulling my eyelids back and all that stuff. I'm, just
no.
I'm not for the record, but now no one can prove that.
No one can prove that you're not doing that, though. Oh, no.
Also, my impression is 100% out of, love and respect, but it comes out incredibly racist.
Yes, it does.
And weirdly as well, this is a perfect example of this stuff. They said that Sony was racist and that Sucker Punch were being racist with all the Ghost of Tsushima stuff. One, Sony, obviously a Japanese company. Everybody in Japan unanimously loved every single one. There wasn't a single Japanese person that...
It was the warriors of social justice,
right.
White people over who were writing articles.
Yeah, they were like, you're the accents are super racist. They're Japanese accents.
They're the people.
So what, you expect us to believe that all of these actors have American accents in feudal Japan? What are you smoking?
Yeah,
They had incredibly talented actors. It sounded perfect. It was great. But because it's Sony, it's so weird to me.
It's the Sony effect. You have to hate everything Sony.
Finally, Mike T says, are you done hiccuping?
You really read it.
Question for the lads.
All right, here we go.
I heard a little one in that. I hate it. As you said, God of War... When did we say that? I mean, this is probably in response to something else. You said...
I wrote that in the asking for questions.
Cool.
I was like, 3 months away, boys.
As you said, God of War Ragnarok is 3 months away. Are there any games from back in the day you'd like to get a soft reboot like God of War did? I would say God of War did not get a soft reboot. That was a hardcore reboot.
Quite hard.
Whether it's like to happen or not, what would you like to see? I think for me, seeing Naughty Dog go back into the Jack series again would be very cool. With what they've achieved with the Uncharted and Last of Us, I reckon it could be fantastic. Realistically, it's never going to happen, but I think it would be cool. I feel like we do get this question, but I'm totally happy to answer it again. What for you?
I would like a Killzone 1. But the problem is that Killzone 1 wouldn't work today. Because
I actually agree with you.
How sensitive everyone is and how it was not so subtle comparison to the Nazis.
That's what made it interesting and good, though.
Exactly.
That's why all the best shooters are World War II or Korean War, because there's so much dark stuff going on.
Exactly. It was very much just like these people are straight up Nazis. They're the bad guys. Clearly, there was no redeeming factors of them.
Yeah.
And there was this one united group. Obviously, looked like America, but it's a united group against these incredibly oppressive group of people.
Yep.
Cool. And I would like them to do that again. Give it a fresh coat of paint. The aesthetic looked really nice. I want them to give them a nice deep story. Maybe we follow one particular soldier or something like that and his story. I think that would be very, very good.
Do you know
Same goes for Resistance as well.
Yeah.
Like
Do you know what's quite sad to me, just while we're still on that note, especially about Killzone? Because I agree with you. I don't think it would go down very well right now. I just looked
for
it
stupid
up.
reasons.
For stupid reasons.
It'd be fine. It's just people would be
the exact same reasons that made Man in the High Castle so good. I don't think Man in the High Castle Season 1 gets made in 2023. I think they would never touch it, but it's such a good show because it explores all these really interesting features.
Yeah.
And I just looked up because I was curious how long ago it came out. January 2015. So since January 2015, Season 1. So just 7 years has changed it so dramatically, and I would argue, in most ways, for like this sort of thing, way to the negative.
Yeah.
And it is a pity because there are great games like that I do think. I didn't like Killzone. Not that it's not good. I didn't like it. I thought the lore was great and the visual. I just didn't like the way it played.
It is a very heavy game.
Yeah.
Heavy feeling.
Right. But that would be a good one. I mention this all the time, Soul Reaver, which would be a 100% remake from the ground up because it's a PS1 title. Yeah. But that is a great freaking game. I'd love to see that get remade. Or I guess rebooted. Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh.
I'd love a Banjo-Kazooie reboot. That would be amazing. And then finally you'd get something, there'd be a reason to play on Xbox. And Xbox would get something to play and they have Rare. Like Rare can make it. Why aren't we doing that?
It's much better we just leave Rare to do nothing.
The question was, frick them. The question was soft reboot, so Infamous.
I was gonna say Infamous, you know. Yeah.
Infamous would be cool. I'm sure there's something else. Black Ops 1, I feel like that would kind of need to be remade. I don't think you could soft reboot that. But that was a fun lore because, like we said, like the best shooters seem to come out and either be Korea or World War II. Yeah. And it's because there's so much to explore. Like you can explore so many different angles in both of those conflicts.
And it's recent. It's recent enough that it doesn't feel too old in terms of combat.
There's still planes, bombs, machine guns, right?
If you go back too far back, it's like what we're using, bow and arrows now. Come on,
right.
Cannonballs.
No one wants to play a battle royale where you're using muskets and it takes 5 minutes to reload. Right, exactly. No one wants that, innit? Like, no one wants that. So, those are the ones off the top of my head. I'm sure there are others, and I don't know what.
Those are the ones. Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones, I think.
I mean, with Final Fantasy VII getting remade, again, not exactly a soft reboot, but Final Fantasy 9 for me. 9 and 10 are both fantastic games. I'd love to see those get, like, I guess, rebooted.
Oh, we didn't talk about the one thing. This was a heavy rumor. I think it's pretty likely. The rumor surfaced again about Square Enix being purchased by Sony. Mm-hmm. I think it's the owner of Eidos Montreal which got recently sold off from Square Enix. In an interview, said that Sony was one of the interested parties in buying Square Enix, and he just
mean-
sort of said that out loud, and I'm like, was that something you was allowed to say?
I was going to say, this is contentious because I don't think you're allowed to say that, bro.
Yeah,
No one's surprised, but you're not allowed to come out and say it.
yeah, and I don't know if it's something because like now technically he's not part of Square Enix that maybe he's allowed.
That's usually not how NDAs work.
Yeah, usually it's like
I've
this
actually-
is forever.
I've signed 2, and normally I learned for real from when I was doing my science stuff. And nothing important, it's just common, you just do it, right?
Yeah.
Because anything you make at university, the university owns.
Belongs to them.
Yeah. The way mine work is I'm allowed to say I have an NDA. Can't tell you what it's about, can't discuss it at all, and I certainly can't discuss it with, like, in theory, because it's kind of unenforceable. Like, you could discuss the basic concepts, but the general rule of thumb is not with anyone that knows anything about what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's like a toddler,
Can't go to another biologist.
right? If a freaking like kid goes, "Hey, you work in a lab? You're a real scientist. What do?" You could probably tell them the concept.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to be able to do anything with the idea. Right? I'm trying to fix cancer. Like, there's nothing they can do with that.
Techno Pharmaceuticals comes along and says, "What are you doing?" Well, what I'm doing
We've been
is
working with.
serious super drug.
Yeah. Like, are you familiar with the so-and-so site binding of this formula of the thing?
Yeah. If I
Yeah.
record this whole conversation,
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So typically it's like, you're not allowed to talk about this thing under any circumstances,
Yeah.
regardless of where you work, whatever, until X date. So maybe
Yeah.
the date passed,
maybe.
or maybe it would be like until... I don't know why they would do this for like a potentially trying to purchase something, but if they would say like, if the deal falls through, you could talk about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that would be in there, because then you'd be allowed to talk about a deal that didn't go through, and that's also
Yeah.
important information.
Yeah.
So that's a weird...
Because that's damaging as well. That can affect your stock prices and things like that going
Right.
up and down.
And also, it is not insider knowledge, but like, if your competitors know you wanted to make a purchase and they, let's say, hadn't just bought Activision and weren't going under a bunch of lawsuits, they might put in a better bid.
yeah.
So it's weird. I don't think he was supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But again, no one's surprised. If there was anything in gaming that I would not be shocked about, if it was tomorrow, they were like, "Oh yeah, Sony bought the thing for like 11 billion," I'd be like, "Yeah, I can't believe that didn't happen 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 5
We've
years
been
ago."
waiting for this for
Right, like
every day. I'm
about
checking
time.
my phone just to see. It had been announced today. All right, I guess tomorrow.
Right. That's nothing to anyone, but I still don't think you should have said it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one to just blurt out like that.
Weird.
Anyway, that's all the topics that we have to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of the True Gamer Podcast. As I said, with the questions and stuff to write in about.
Ask questions, you frickin'... Oh, I'm looking at the camera again.
As I said,
Frickin' dicks.
Last week when we did the episode 100, you guys did it perfectly there. You guys like, what are your thoughts on this topic? And
Yeah.
it's a current topic, and then give your own thoughts on it as well. And we talk about, we discuss it like
Right.
that, and that way I can organically throw it into the show as well, rather than leaving it all.
If
at the
you were
end.
going to get transported into an in-game world, which game would you pick, and why is it Hentai Simulator 5? You know?
So for the record, I like those questions as well. That's fine. Every now and again, where it's like, hey, if you was in charge of Square Enix, what would you do? If you was, those are good questions as well.
Yeah.
But I like those questions more that are like with the current topic. Put it in there. Put your thoughts.
Yeah.
Then we get to. Then I get to do the bit where I'm like, our first topic is about so and so, and then before you get to respond, well, Diogo writes in and he says, and then that's right.
I always like the getting cut off for some useless... I'm still looking at the freaking camera.
Let them know, guys. Let them know.
Just imagine I'm making direct eye contact with you. Useless douchebags. Especially at the Super Bro tier on Patreon.
All right, that's everything we got to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode. We'll catch you guys all in the next one. I will not edit an explosion with this one right here.
I feel, are you like gonna do it? You say you won't, and now you're gonna do it. Is that reverse psychology? Is that how that works? Or is that just psychology? You're such a liar, innit? You're gonna be too high on painkillers to remember any of this.
Yeah, I'm really...
What's gonna happen
stressed
is
out.
you're gonna upload the episode. 2 weeks are gonna go by, and you're gonna find that same lap time and be like, why are all these times? What are these times for?
What is all of this for? I don't fucking know.
And the video will just be up on YouTube unlisted, but uploaded.
There you go. It's untitled mov done.
Yeah, like project5.mov.
I don't know what this is. All right, catch you later, boys.
There, boys.